Greetings and salutations, everybody. I'm experimenting with different opening greetings, so let me know what you think of that one. I thought it sounded maybe a little cheesy and pretentious, but maybe someone out there liked it. Anyway, after a very short hiatus due to, in this case, work schedule and honestly losing track of time, we are back with, honestly, I should have done this a while ago, but you all know what happened. So today we're going to be doing the theme run for Ayla from Chrono Trigger. I will explain a little bit more about the character as I go through the run, but let's go over what I built. So Ayla is a character that is basically your hard-hitting... Yeah, she's basically your hard-hitting bruiser. I mean, you could claim Robo, but he's actually more of a tanky character, so Ayla is supposed to be your kind of physical powerhouse character. Now, as such, I could have gone with the Rule Row, but I went with Hope because she's also rather agile and gets a lot of good work done with critical hits. So I figured this would be kind of the best way to represent that. Now, a lot of her moves have a very difficult representation here in Wizard of Legend, such as one of her big screen-clearing physical attacks is called Twister. So let me show you the move that I was thinking about using for that. Here you go. This is the most obvious connection to Twister. Okay, not bad. It's a good get-off-me option. So what's the problem with it? Well, basically that. And for a signature, that does extraordinarily low damage. Like, underwhelming is barely even the right word for it. So even though it doesn't have the same screen-clearing effect, it's still a good close-range physical attack with a much more impressive signature. I'm just hoping that that doesn't end up working against me in later stage boss fights. So she also has a variety of kick techniques. Triple kick, which I don't know, burn cycle is about the closest thing I could think of for that. Just a good old flying kick and spin kick. Despite the fact that she's actually a prehistoric character, she somehow knows fucking kung fu. So I figured that would be the best approximation of a big kick attack, and I'll look for burn cycle throughout the run. If I happen to find it, cool. If not, oh well. Like I said, she's agile, so I figured that in conjunction with superhuman strength would lead to her being able to tear up the earth as she dashes. And Spark Contact is just a good quick bitch slap, which plays in very nicely with both enhanced damage and enhanced critical, which is being enhanced further by Dark Katana. So that's basically the Ayla build. Now let's actually get into things and see how well we can make it work. And I think I want to start in the Sky Palace just to kind of get that out of the way. Again, we're doing the difficulty front-loading thing. See, I could also alternatively choose to start in Zeal's location, but I don't know, I figured this... Oh, look who showed up in spot number 3. Joke's on you this time, buddy. I've got a bunch of wind spells. Maybe you shouldn't have volunteered this time. Alright, so as some of you may know, others of you may not know, Ayla is a character from the Prehistoric age in Chrono Trigger, which is an RPG about time travel. I mean, it's not necessarily about time travel, it's more so that time travel is a very prominent mechanic within the game. And Ayla is the playable character that you meet to get to join your party from the furthest back point in history you can go. I will take Spark Contact upgrade, thank you. Oh, pardon me. Okay, so I'm going to turn down all of those, and I'll explain why in just a minute. So, in the idea that she is the character from the furthest back point in history, that lends itself to the idea that actually she's from a point before magic became developed, so she actually can't cast spells at all. So projectile-based attacks don't seem very likely for her. She does things like a lot of jumping, a lot of kicking, a lot of things you would expect. Including the idea that even though she's from a point before recorded history, she somehow knows Kung Fu. Like, you can tell by the stance that she enters when she goes to do a flying kick. It's very much like the way Liu Kang looks when he performs a flying kick. So she very clearly knows some form of Kung Fu. Like, dare I say, she knows Shaolin martial arts. By the way, I mistakenly thought when using that spell that the thing that said, oh, waggle the control stick, that meant you somehow got more hits out of it. No, that actually just means you can reposition the spell. Assuming it doesn't get interrupted by some bullshit. So that'll be fun to play around with, as that actually makes the spell a good deal stronger than I had given it credit for. That was a waste of a spell, but I should be able to have it recharged before the next fight. Hey, Anders! Anders, where are you? I feel lost without your guidance, your support, and your sale prices. Oh, nice. I was expecting that to be a complete whiff. Hello, sir. How are you on this fine afternoon? Alrighty then. But I'm not going to give up my one-kick technique. If I have to pretend to be a Shaolin monk, I need to be able to kick. Arrows. Why did it have to be arrows? So, what I am liking about this build, though, is that the tumbling winds that are going along with my techniques are doing a very good job of just keeping enemies walking hit stun. Now, this obviously doesn't mean anything against the bigger enemies that just shrug off hit stun. More signature charge? Yes, please. Also, I see you there. And every time... 20% extra signature charge? I love it. And I am going to take this because I always miss out on the chance for the Magician's outfit. This time around, I'm making sure I have what I need for that. Oh my goodness, Darksage, that was a lot of damage! Yes, thank you. We'll just go full Phil Swift on that one. That's a lot of damage! Earth and water. Okay, so I'll come back to that if I find... pardon me, a water arcana. Hey. Oh, yeah, that's right. With this build, exploding barrels are going to be a real problem. I don't get it. It's a trial that has to do with magic, even though you let a caveman in. Why are you just leaving barrels of nitroglycerin lying around? It doesn't make any sense. I made an oops. Outfit upgrade. That is definitely pretty high up on the priority list, because that's just going to enhance a lot of things all at once. So it's a little bit more max health, a little bit more run speed, a little bit more damage, a little bit more critical chance. I'd say definitely looking pretty solid there. I see Anders. Sir, do you have anything good for me today? Token of health, you have that. That I definitely want. But what is Iris selling? For that matter, where is she? That elusive bitch. Where's the boss chamber? Okay, so we're gonna go back to the beginning. Haven't found a water arcana yet, so that's a shame. I also find it strange that despite the fact that Ayla is a prehistoric character, she somehow has her hair just done up in this these perfect princess curls. So, well, no, it's not even princess curls. Her hair is very naturally curly, despite the fact that she's a, blonde white girl. I like to point out none of this I have a problem with, it's just confusing. If she's supposed to be prehistoric, shouldn't there be some evidence of that? But all the evidence points out that she's probably a Shaolin monk from the present. Okay, none of those spells are really looking all that strong. Ayla is not known for throwing axes, so I don't want to do that. Heroic Leap I could take, but I already have a lot of wind spells. Still, it's not a bad option. Blazing Lariat, again, the no magic thing makes me a little bit hesitant to take that. Well, once again, no water, so sadness. All that is just infinite sadness. Okay, just move on. So I actually like Grand Summoner better on later levels, where it's not just a lot of random elements charging about. But that works just fine. So the obvious question to be gleaned from this particular run is A, is Ayla your favorite character from that game? Actually, no, she isn't. Those of you who understand the game know that the picture that I'm currently using for my YouTube avatar is Magus, also from Chrono Trigger. He is my favorite character from the series for a number of reasons. I mean, you're offering it to me again, this time for free. If I ignore the fact that it's fire and assume that she's like swinging like a tree trunk or something, it makes sense, so I'm going to take it. Plus, it's another offensive option, and it's another offensive option that works well with Dark Katana, despite the idea that, you know, Freya is going to resist it. But, I mean, at least she'll still get burned. So there's that. Alright, nice tight space to have to deal with a water archer. Thanks a lot, game. But Ayla is one of the more interesting characters, voice crack aside, as she's the only unarmed fighter of the game. Everyone else relies on a weapon of some sort. Marl with their crossbow, Luca with, I mean, a goddamn gun. Frog has, you know, broadsword, Chrono uses a katana. So everyone relies on a weapon of some sort, aside from Ayla, who just straight up uses her fists. Another lock. And again, all I need is a water one to unlock it. But will I find one? I guess only the X-Buster on my arm knows for sure. What do we have here? We'll see. There are things here that I don't mind having, but I want to see what Iris has first, because I would love to upgrade Rushing Typhoon. And if at all possible, I would like to get some sort of water-based Arcana to unlock that special chest with. Because that's guaranteed to have some pretty powerful goodies in it. Plus, I already missed one, I'm feeling like I'm missing out. Ever wonder how to get someone to respond to FOMO? Just tell them that they can't have something. And whether they were interested in it or not, then suddenly they'll go, but I want it. Trade the token for the renewing potion vial. You are a gentlewoman and a scholar. Alright, so here's the issue. This is very much not in keeping with the run's aesthetic, but because I'm not necessarily... Because I am not necessarily restricting myself, I mean, I am, but because I'm not undergoing a challenge right now, I'll take it so I can open the treasure chest. If I were undergoing a challenge and Frozen Fate wasn't one of the things I could take, I would be SOL. That was the wrong button. There we go. And what do we get? Cabby's chocolate. And tracking, what is tracking suit do? Well, that's pointless. I mean, I guess not entirely pointless, but still not great. I like the idea of the raspberry cookie box, but I already have a good defensive relic, so I'm going to take this. There we go. Looking good. Are you the Paranamasakon? No, you're the Grimoire of Ruin. Okay, I don't have any summons, so... Well, I mean, technically, I guess, you know, Captain Shark is a summon. But I'm not really planning on using that anymore, so who cares? Anyway, back to what I was saying. The idea that she is really the only unarmed character in the game actually does inform a sequence later on. There is a sequence where you have to go without any of your equipment because you got captured and all your gear has been taken because, hey, I think we've learned enough of prison break sequences to know that when you take prisoners, you should take their equipment. Otherwise, they're not really prisoners, they're just an insurrection in waiting. So, depending on what your party makeup is at that time, because you can only have 3 people with you, Fairy. Let me wait just a little bit. No, I'm not going to wait. Fairy! Come with me, Naya. We will go on grand adventures. Glass cannon. So, I don't really see Ayla as a glass cannon per se, but I do see her as a powerhouse, and getting an extra 20% boost to my damage doesn't seem like a bad idea. So, we'll run it. So, like I said, depending on what your party makeup is at that point, everyone will be without weapons, and you have to completely stealth around to avoid combat. Thank you. That is, unless Ayla is part of your party makeup, increases the tumbling duration. I love it. In which case, you can, if you screw up on one of these stealth sections, which, let's be fair, 90s JRPG doesn't exactly do stealth super well. Okay, stop. You guys are the worst. So when you inevitably do run into a monster, you can actually just flat out fight them if you have Ayla with you, because she is not beholden to having a specific set of equipment like everyone else. So it kind of makes that section, well, trivial if you're doing a New Game Plus, much easier if you're just doing a regular game, or regular playthrough, I should say. Oh, hello, sir. Here, I have 2 things you can have. You can have that, and you can have that. So now I can go back and get that memory chainmail, which will help quite a bit. And I've done 94% of the map, so there's probably going to be 1 more battle sequence. Not worried about it. Oh, I'm gone. Okay, made a good few mistakes there. Oh, hello. Alright, now we're looking really good. I would still like to not have frozen bait anymore, as it's very much not an Ayla technique. screwed up. See, that's what happens when you try to get too aggressive. You have to know when to take your shots and when to back off. No, she doesn't summon. Plus, I just got rid of the Grimoire Ruin. What are you trying to do? Make me look stupid? Hey, look what I found! Well, I mean, at this point, I have to. I dedicated myself to the Magician's outfit. Plus, I mean, it's just an overall damage improvement. Though it is funny to think of Ayla wearing a Magician's outfit, but eh. Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah, I'm used to that happening in this room, but wow, it just seemed like it was happening all at once. As far as Ayla's actual importance to the story, I mean, that's outside of being just, you know, another playable character, she does have... Well, that was a bad idea. That was a waste. Hey, is there a reason why every time I go to attack I get bumped back? I mean, I know the answer to that question, I'm just upset about it. What in the world? God, I hate those buzzsaw things. They're actually the worst, because they have just a permanently active hitbox. I don't know, Bracers of the Beast might be about the best thing here. And I am looking to finish building up the Merchant's Cart now that I found it. I also see Cabby Cinnamon Dots. I know Ayla isn't a magical character, but again, I'm not exactly under any obligation to not pick things up when I'm not doing a challenge. So yeah. What the hell hit me? Like, maybe I'm just blind, but I'm pretty sure I was okay there. Oh hey, the hitbox actually extends behind me. I didn't know that. Excuse me, how come the whip didn't hit? Like, am I just being punked right now? How come everything seems to be failing? Look, probably one of the better questions to ask is, hey, if this theme run, if the theme of this theme run, I really gotta find a better way of wording that. But if the idea behind this theme run was characters with superhuman strength, why'd you put Ayla in there? Well, I mean, she might not have the same level of superhuman strength as the Incredible Hulk, but think about this. She goes around and battles not just reptiles, but freaking dinosaurs on the regular. That means that she's jumping in and using her strangely misplaced Shaolin monk tactics on friggin' brontosauruses and T-Rexes, and wins. That's the thing that I think we may be forgetting about this, is that somehow she regularly wins these encounters. Because according to the game's own lore, were she to fail, humans would die out and the reptile species would become become the prevailing species on Earth. That is actually supported by in-game lore. That is one of the endings. Also, I'm really sucking it up right now. Like, I really need to stop taking so much. Look at that. 421 damage. It's unacceptable. But I never claimed to be really good with... Hello. Alright, well, now I can drop you, take you, that's a maybe. I may come back for the Cobalt Firestone, seeing as this is supposed to be a close-range build. It'd be nice to have a close-range damage aura. I screwed up. But I am also still looking for... I am also still looking for another Arcana to replace Captain Shark with. So as soon as I find that, then I'll be free to drop the Journal of Midas. Hello, email. And even beyond the whole, you know, if Ayla fails to fight the reptile people, she's going to, you know, humanity is doomed. I believe she's also a far, far ancestor of the princess, who is, of course, Marl, who is the game's main healer. So, you know, few things to think about. She's a little important. She's a little important to the story. And like I said, she might not have... God, I hate explosive barrels. I thought I was out of its range, which is why I started up that technique, but I was clearly wrong. Oh, this fucking room. Mostly because I hate these, like, Cyclops guys. I am just getting my ass kicked super hard here. I guess that shouldn't come as much of a surprise. I always get my ass kicked on this level. I don't know why, it's just... Why can't I remember his name? Atlas. God. My memory is getting worse. I mean, you're getting older. Oh, come on, not that one. Hey, can we maybe not be super unfair? I guess the answer is no. And that is why I don't like close range builds. So I'll probably be giving Ayla another shot later, but yeah, as you can see, it's even when I have everything going for me, it's real easy for me to screw up, especially when the game decides that none of my abilities get to connect. So that was disappointing, but can't win them all. So thank you very much for tuning in. By all means, come come back and see the startling conclusion to hopefully me not failing next time. And I'll catch you guys later. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you